Welcome to Techno Sapiens.
Hey everyone, welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're unpacking something literally every single one of us has experienced, and usually when we least expect it. I'm talking about that sudden, sneaky, and let's be honest, totally annoying everyday phenomenon, static electricity. Like, why does it shock you completely out of nowhere? What are the invisible mechanics behind that sudden sting? Well, we're going to slow down time today and look at exactly what happens on a microscopic level the split second before you feel that zap. Let's find out.
Okay, let's dive into this. I want you to take a second and physically recall this scenario. You're walking across a room, maybe you're just heading out of the house or walking into the kitchen, totally minding your own business. You reach your hand out to open a door, your fingers brush against the cold metal, and suddenly, zap! You get that sharp, stinging shock. It makes you jump, right? You pull your hand back instantly. It feels almost like a tiny lightning bolt just struck you right in your living room. But what is actually happening on a scientific level in that exact moment?
So, the exact culprit behind this jolting mystery is static electricity. It's all about these tiny, invisible electrical charges that build up on your body. And honestly, the wild part about this whole thing is that you're generating this charge just by moving. Simply walking across a carpet or even just shifting around wearing certain types of clothes creates friction. That everyday friction from your clothes or your footsteps is literally the starting point for the shock that's just waiting for you down the hall. Basically, every step you take is physically doing work on a subatomic level.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how it shows the contrast between our normal environment and a charged one. Normally, our environment maintains this perfect charge balance. Everything around you, the furniture, the air, and even your own body, has a peaceful equilibrium of positive and negative charges. They essentially cancel each other out, leaving everything totally neutral. It's total electrical harmony. But when friction enters the equation, it completely disrupts that natural balance. That friction literally transfers extra electrons, which, by the way, are the negative charges, from one material directly onto your body. It strips them away from the floor and leaves them stuck right to you.
Let's look at the classic, everyday example. Picture shuffling across your living room floor in your socks or shoes. As your feet rub against the fibers of the carpet, there's a massive microscopic shift happening with every single step you take. Through that friction, your body is essentially acting like an electron thief. You're literally stripping millions of invisible electrons away from the carpet and stockpiling them on your skin and your clothes. You are loading up on negative charges step by step, building up this massive microscopic reservoir of energy.
Which brings us to a pretty fascinating reality. Now your body actually has an electrical charge. You are officially a walking battery. But here's the crazy deceptive part. You don't feel any different. There's no tingling, no humming, absolutely no warning alarms going off in your brain letting you know you're fully charged. You're just walking around carrying all of those millions of extra electrons. And because they're all negatively charged, they repel each other. They want to get away from one another. They are desperately waiting for an opportunity to jump ship and find neutral ground.
Let's move to and see how this builds. Have you ever wondered why a metal door handle shocks you so much more often than, say, a wooden table or a plastic chair? Well, it's because those extra electrons desperately want to go somewhere, and they need a clear path to do it. Metal is a fantastic conductor. It acts as the absolute perfect catalyst for releasing your body's stored energy. Because of its specific atomic structure, electrical charges can move through metal incredibly easily. It offers a perfect, low-resistance highway for all those trapped, crowded electrons on your body to finally escape in one giant rush.
So let's go right back to that moment at the door. You reach your hand out toward that metal doorknob. You're carrying a massive surplus of stolen electrons, and the metal knob is just sitting there, completely neutral and highly conductive. The absolute second your finger gets close enough, we're talking even before you actually physically touch the metal, those extra electrons see their escape route. They suddenly and aggressively rush between your body and the metal. It's an immediate mass exodus of microscopic particles, literally jumping the physical gap through the air to get to the metal.
And this brilliantly illustrates the incredible speed of it all, because all of this happens in way less than 1 second. That tiny, incredibly fast movement of electric charge rushing from your finger to the metal creates a miniature electric spark right at your fingertip. And here's a fun fact. That tiny little spark can actually carry upwards of 20,000 volts of electricity. No way, right? But because the current, the actual flow of the charge, is so incredibly low, it's completely harmless to you. It just happens fast enough to aggressively stimulate your nerves, which is exactly why you feel that unmistakable physical sting. It's entirely over in a flash, but it is instantly registered by your nervous system.
So the crucial point is that this whole thing is a 4-step chain reaction. Step 1, friction from moving or walking across a surface builds up an electrical charge by physically transferring electrons to you. Step 2, your body silently stores all that extra negative energy without you even realizing it. Step 3, Touching a good conductor, like our trusty metal door handle, gives those crowded electrons a sudden, irresistible escape route. And finally, step 4, zap. That rapid, high-voltage release creates a tiny spark, and your nerves feel the sudden shock.
Zap! There it is in all its glory. It's not magic, it's just the everyday physics of friction, conductivity, and electricity, happening literally right at your fingertips. The next time you shuffle across the carpet and get that sudden stinging zap from a door handle, I really want you to visualize those tiny electrons rushing off your body in a miniature lightning bolt. It really leaves you with a fascinating question, doesn't it? I mean, if just a few steps across a carpet can build up enough electricity to create a literal spark, just how much invisible energy are you carrying around with you every single day? Keep that in mind the next time you walk across the room. Thanks for exploring this amazing scientific phenomenon with me today on This Explainer, and keep learning.